G'day everyone. Interesting topic this morning about denial. So if you've read the book, you know that I talk about above and below the line. And right at the bottom of, I sometimes call it a ladder, is denial. It's about as right down the bottom. Denial, excuses, blame, then you get above the line to ownership, accountability, responsibility. And I lived in denial around a particular thing for all my life, up until a bit over a year and a half ago, I guess. And it blew me away when I had the realization that of what I'd been doing, of being in denial, yet I'm someone who believes in the whole principle of taking responsibility and really going at life hard, but I was completely unaware. And sometimes I think we're unconsciously in denial. And you might have noticed some of the videos that I've put up, I was a lot bigger. In fact, I was about 42 kilos heavier on a lot of the videos that I've put up in the past and so forth. And that's where my denial realization came from. And I think as business owners, sometimes we are in denial a lot of times about us as leaders, even though we've got signs from the world telling us all the way. But for me, my denial was around the overweight thing, whereby I knew I was a big guy, and I'd always been a big guy. I'd always battled my weight. And but people would say, oh yeah, but you carry it well. And I was always pretty active, you know, for someone that size. I was pretty fit, used to do a lot of exercise. But the fact was, I was morbidly obese. And I remember driving home one day, and sorry, to get to the point, I had a gastric sleeve operation a bit over 12 months ago now, and I've lost 42 kilos. And I remember driving along one day, and I kept getting amazed that the weight just kept coming off. And I'm like 40 kilos in, and I'm thinking, damn, I've been living in denial, you know, my whole life around this. I thought, I didn't realize I even had 40 kilos to lose. So denial's a really tough thing. And the lesson or the realization that I got out of it was, well, if I'm someone who plays above the line or strives hard to play above the line as much as I can, because, you know, I talk about in the book is probably one of the most important things. No, it is the most important thing I can teach my kids. And to finally go, holy crap, I've been in total denial, was like this big uppercut to myself. And I started thinking, well, where else am I in denial? And reviewing my whole life, but I also started thinking about business owners and so forth who are like me, who just, you know, recoil at the fact of not knowing something like that was so obvious. And I started to think, well, how do we uncover this denial thing? How do we know if we're in denial? And I think for me, it came down to a really simple thing about my being embarrassed out in public about my weight. You know, I used to not like looking at myself in a mirror or a window as you go past the shop. So if there's something that you would hate for the general public to know about you, that's what I've come up with. It's a pretty good sign that you're in denial. So, and we don't even know these things sometimes. If you want to be a great leader, you've got to run at these challenges. You've got to flush them out. If you want to have great people working for you, you have to be vulnerable and brutally honest with yourself about where you may be in denial. So ask yourself that question: what would you be most embarrassed about if the general public and people found out about you? And I'm pretty sure you're going to find some denial there. And if you can dig into that, and that's what I do with my clients, we go for those things, and I ask questions to help them shift perspective and see things differently, how do you get out of it? Because sometimes that can be the glass ceiling or the rubber band that's holding you back from getting ahead. So ponder denial today, peeps, and love to hear some of your comments. Have a great day.